cut almost in half. What's the secret there?
I think I've just been a little bit more conscious about it this year. I think, looking back on last year, I think a lot of it came, just on mostly like defensive stance, when I'm kind of standing up and then I got to get low to go somewhere. That's when I kind of get late places, and then I get like, cheap ones. I think I've just tried to reduce as many stupid fouls as I can. Obviously I had that one versus San Diego State, and, you saw what happened after that. So I just, that's why I just got to avoid the ones that, I can control. Not fouling. So it's just kind of been my focus going into these games. Is just obviously we got some injuries. I gotta do a little more. So that means I can't be in foul trouble on the bench.
It's a challenge going up against Teske.
I mean, he's just he's an excellent player. He's very big. Strong, shoot the ball, and now they're including him more in post ups than they had before. And obviously he's really good in the pick and roll. Just he rolls right to the basket, and Simpson finds him, and they both got really good chemistry on that. So that's he's just always a really tough guard, just because of his size. But now he's added a lot to his game. So I'm excited for it.
What makes Simpson so effective?
I think just the way he reads and attacks. When he goes out that ball screen, he's just able to get into the lane and make the right read. Most of the time, he has that. That sky hook, or he can throw a bullet pass to the corner, or obviously, dump down to Teske, which he does a really good job of. I think just his control, how he controls like the game, is just really impressive, and that's why he's hard to guard, and that's why kind of when you start looking at them, that's where they start is with him. So he's a big focus for us, and we're gonna try to limit him as much as we can.
As an aficionado of the hook shot, what do you think when you've seen what he's done with that?
Oh yeah, I mean he's just it's obviously very impressive. He's just got obviously beautiful form with it. He flows right into it off the ball screen, and you haven't really seen that from a guard pretty much ever. And I think it's just been really impressive to see how effective he's been with it. Obviously being how small he is and compared to the people who normally use it, which are big people. So it's definitely very impressive, and it's hard to guard.
Do they look much different with the change in coach, or is it pretty much? Are you seeing the same thing from Michigan that you saw last year?
They've changed up a little bit, but they still have some of the same stuff. Like offensively, they do some of the same stuff that they did before. Obviously a lot of ball screen action. They've always done that because they know Xavier Simpson's really good off it, especially with Teske. And defensively they do a little bit different things. They switch up defenses more so than they ever have. They were always just strictly a man team, so now they play a little bit of zone and then different things like that. But they have a little different wrinkles and different stuff on offense. But we know when you're going against Michigan, you're going against a high-powered offense. It's just as good on the defensive side of the ball, and that hasn't changed.
Comfortable playing like at that elbow by the free throw line and whatever. I mean, it's not a point guard, but in a way, it's almost like a point guard in a smaller box. Just talk about that and how that was effective in Syracuse.
Yeah, definitely. I've kind of navigated that spot before, and going into that game, we did a lot of preparation with me there because I've kind of been. I've played the 1, the 2, the 3, and the 4 kind of recently. I've kind of just been the fill-in guy. So. I was just kind of like at the start of the game, I wasn't in it, but then we made that adjustment in the second half, and I moved into it, and I thought it just worked well. Thought I was finding people, guys were open. We didn't always make the shot, but I thought we got a good shot on almost every possession. So that was something I was definitely comfortable with.
Could you have done that a year ago, as effective you are now, or are you just a better player now than a year ago?
No, I think it's definitely something, you just more experience helps with, just being more comfortable as a whole. But yeah, I would say maybe a year ago I would have been like, okay, but probably not as comfortable as I was in that last game.
What are the keys against Simpson? He's obviously what makes them go.
Yeah, I would say it's just try to keep him from getting downhill. He's so good at getting in the lane and finding people. Trying to limit his opportunities, trying to limit his touches early. Like, if he gives it up, maybe try to limit his touches getting it back. Just making sure we guard ball screen action really well. And then making fake help is really bad against them because he's good at whacking it to whoever the open guy is. So making sure you're not dropping in for no reason, like you're not really helping, but you're not guarding your guy either. Trying to stay away from situations like that.
You handle the ball a lot. I don't think you've had a turnover since the start of the second half of the Cal Poly game. What is the key there?
I think it's just not trying to force things. I'm trying to make the right play at all times. Always looking to make plays, but if it's not there, knowing time and score, knowing situation, and knowing what we need, in that certain possession. I think that my teammates have done a really good job. We've moved the ball well, but we haven't forced things necessarily at any point. I think that that's something we'll continue to do.
This mentality, Luke was talking about it, and obviously Fran was too. Like, are you guys almost galvanized by the injuries, the sicknesses that you've had to does it almost make you guys come together and even hyper focus?
Yeah, definitely. Right before the game, we found out neither CJ nor Cordell were going to play, and I think that's just we kind of had like a next man up mentality. But like somebody like Riley Till, like we trust Riley. We know he's going to come in and do what he needs to do, and he did. He came in, got a couple big offensive rebounds, and but we knew that that's the energy that he would bring, and I think that. Obviously we've had a lot of adversity early on here, but I think that moving forward, guys stepping up, playing different roles, I think that moving forward, that's going to help, people become more comfortable with everything, as the season goes on.
Fran said, your dad said he know any position on the floor and know what's expected. Is that true?
Yeah. I pretty much know. I know the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 every play we have. Because I've kind of had to. I've been. Like I said earlier, I've ran the 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Or I haven't run the 5, I guess, but I've been running the 1, 2, 3, or 4. Sometimes I have to inbound the ball. In that lineup we started against Syracuse, I was kind of like the 2 or the 3. Whether we run stuff for Weezy at the 2 or the 3, we want to run something for Jabo at the 2. I'll switch back to the 1. And it's just kind of been working like that. I've been somebody that kind of is like the guy that is switching around. So I have to know those spots to be able to successfully run what we want to run.
Finally starting to. It was a rough stretch out in Vegas, but it's finally starting to feel better.
What does your sickness, some of the injuries, how does that maybe galvanize you guys here with some of this adversity everybody's got to fight through?
Yeah, it's exactly what Coach said before the last game. We've battled a lot of adversity, but it's kind of how you respond to that shows how tough you are. And I think that we did a really good job responding to that, not finding out that CJ and Cordell weren't playing until right before the game. But we took that adversity and it was next man up, and I think that everyone did a great job just stepping up and doing everything that they could.
What's different about this Michigan team? New coach? Are they much different than the past?
I don't think so. They got a lot of returning guys that are, some of their core guys. Obviously, they lost a few to the NBA. But they got, Simpson, Teskey, Livers, those main guys that are really talented and are going to be tough to stop.
How are you guys feeling overall? Just you guys have played a lot of games in a short amount of time, traveled a lot. How are you guys holding up in that regard?
Yeah, it takes a little bit of tear on you, wear and tear, just to travel, the amount of games that we played on the road. But I think I'm feeling pretty good. Even myself, I'm feeling a lot better. So I think we're ready for this one. Excited to get the Big Ten season started.
Right? What happened?
We're not really sure. I've had a lot of knee to the thigh kind of issues, but I kind of got off the plane against San Diego State, and it just swelled up really big. I had trouble walking. I noticed getting in my car, I couldn't really. It was just really bothering me. So we've been doing whatever we can to loosen it up. Just kind of going day by day. Decided to sit out for Syracuse so I can get ready for Friday. But like I said today, I feel really good. So it's a good step forward.
So you feel good about your chances of playing against Michigan?
Yeah. That's the goal.
All right, thanks, CJ.
Thank you.